Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 9th podcast of Marketing Beef, according to Jim. And appreciate you follow me through the first 8. And I'm hoping you're going to enjoy number 9. It's going to what I'm going to do is going to talk about some pitfalls that it's going to happen. It's going to occur. This is what will happen when you start getting successful. And you got to find a really good manager, find somebody that can reel you back in and coordinate all this and make sure this doesn't happen. So get a pen and paper and write this stuff down, because once you start following podcasts 1 through 8 and you start doing it, number 9 is going to be very important. So here we go. There's going to be some pitfalls that happen. First of all, you're going to get so busy that you're not going to be able to see straight. If you're doing everything 1 through 8, you're going to be busy all the time. You're either going to have to delegate some responsibilities, hire more people. Something is going to have to happen. So what's the biggest pitfall we're going to have is not doing everything that got you to this place, to this time. Everything that you have done to get you to be successful right now, to make you this busy, a lot of people stop doing it. And they don't do the continual marketing, the continual going out and meeting people, the farm tours, the coupons, the things that I have taught you over this first 8, because you get so busy, you start putting this stuff on the side. You just say, well, I don't have time for this. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to do this later. I'm not going to do it this year. I'm too busy. It just, all this stuff starts to happen, and you're going to get busy, and all of a sudden you're not doing the marketing. You're bringing on too much on yourself. It's going to be busy for a month or two. Then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing things dwindle. You're going to start thinking, wow, I'm not seeing as much traffic. And that's because it takes a while for things to happen. It takes a while to see the results of things that you do. It's not going to happen immediately. It takes a little bit of time. So when you do it every day, continually, day in and day out, you may not see the results from your first day till maybe 3 months down the road, or 2 months down the road, or a month down the road. So if you're doing it every day, you're continually to see progress, and you can see people coming in and calling and things. And when you don't continue to do that, there's a stop-off point. Sooner or later, it's just going to end. And you're wondering, well, gosh, what happened? Why did my business tank all of a sudden? Why did all of a sudden people stop buying? I mean, if you're relying on the fact that people are just going to automatically keep buying from you because you've contacted them a couple of times, you send them some coupons, they might have bought a pumpkin from you, or they might have bought some pork, you're wrong. You have to keep working these people over and over and over again. And you want to be busy every day. My goal, I want to tell you guys, I want to go to the mailbox every day and there's a check. Check for something. I don't care how much it is. For $10, $100, $300, whatever it is. I want to go to the mailbox and just know there's going to be some check in there. So you have to continue to do this every day. Don't ever stop. If you get so busy, you got to delegate, hire more people, do what you got to do. Don't stop your marketing. Don't stop what got you to this point. It will happen. This will happen. You will get so busy, or you just kind of run out of steam. You need a little vacation, which is great. You should. You come back and you kind of lose the momentum a little bit, and it takes you a while to pick up. Well, for the amount of time it's taking you to pick yourself back up and get some more momentum, your customers are not being contacted. They might be buying from somebody else. They might forget about you. Don't rely on the fact that they're just going to keep coming back over and over again without you contacting them. So that is a big deal. Get a good manager to figure this out and to keep everybody on task. Every single day, there's a process that you do, and you've got to continue with it. Don't take your customers for granted. Don't take it for granted that they're just going to keep coming back. You've got to keep going. Another pitfall is, this is a big one. You're going to continue, or you're going to forget to keep educating yourself. You need to keep reading books every day. Read a different book. Read them on psychology, communication, sales, marketing. Read about different type of industries out there, different type of salespeople in the insurance industry, in the car business, the people that do a lot of selling. Learn about it. You're going to always pick up something different and something unique that will really benefit you and your operation. Learn about people. There's a ton of psychology books out there, podcasts on psychology, communication, how to approach people, how to lose your fear. There's all kinds of things that you can learn. It's very interesting. So continue with learning. Again, you get so busy, you don't want to pick up that book anymore. You don't want to listen to that podcast. Maybe you think you know it all. You don't think it's cool. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why people don't do it, but invest in yourself. Spend an hour a day listening to a podcast, reading a book, watching a video, doing something, reading a magazine. Learn something new every day, and you will continue to be successful. So guys that stop doing it is when you start seeing things decline. There is no reason why your business will ever tank. Unless people stop eating food, your business should never, ever tank. You're in a great position because people always got to eat. As long as you maintain your farm and your grass, you should always have product. You should always have cows. You should always have something for them to eat. So unless you're ruining your farm and you're just down to bare dirt, you should always have a continual product coming through the pipeline for people, and people will always eat. So you got a great opportunity, but continue to learn, to teach yourself, to expand your horizons a little bit. Don't stop, or you're going to notice a big decline in your business. And marketing, don't stop marketing. Don't stop being creative. Don't stop doing your marketing meetings every week. Don't stop just brainstorming, throwing odd things out there, creative ideas, weird ideas. Keep it flowing, keep it going, keep the creative juices going. If you're going to be gone, designate somebody to be the leader to lead the meeting and do the same thing. Again, once you stop being creative, it's a pitfall. You're going to start noticing things changing. You're going to notice your business going down. It happens, and you just got to continue with it. Another pitfall, which I see all the time, and this is a big one, people start taking shortcuts. They think, well, I really don't need to do this. Well, maybe I don't really need to have hamburgers. I can just, at the next farm tour or the next barbecue, maybe I'll just bring in some chicken, or I'll bring in just some potato chips or peanuts and not give them beef, or maybe I won't have a couple different varieties of corn on the cob for sale. Maybe I won't bring scarecrows in next time when I do pumpkins. People start taking shortcuts. They start emailing everybody instead of going talking to them in person, or they'll just email somebody, say thank you for buying beef instead of calling them and giving a personal welcome. They start doing things to shorten time up and to take shortcuts, and you're going to find out that's a big pitfall. And you're going to start noticing your business decline. It just happens. Stay on task. Do everything right. If you can't do it right, find somebody that can do it for you. You will, for the amount of money you pay somebody, it's far less than the money you're going to lose by taking shortcuts. The other shortcuts which I see is people as farmers and ranchers, don't have time to continue to improve their farm or to improve their pastures, to improve their herd. They get so busy in marketing and selling, they forgot about the product. They just think it's going to take care of itself. When we, including myself, go out and take care of our cows, it's a love affair. I want the greatest cows. I want the greatest pasture. I want the greatest, cleanest water. I want everything. And sooner or later, you get so busy and you're so wrapped up in so many different things with the ranch or the farm. Well, those cows can kind of take care of themselves. I don't need to move them today. They can go one more or two more days on the pasture. Sure save me about 2 hours if I don't have to move them. And before long, that paddock is wore out. So you bring them over to the next one. They gorge themselves, and you just kind of leave them there again. You don't really move them like you should. Before long, your grass starts to suffer. Your quality starts to suffer. Before long, your cattle start to suffer. People start getting complacent. Your employees watch you. You're getting complacent. They're getting complacent. So before long, your fences are falling down. No one's fixing them. Machinery's left out, not being taken care of. You got junk laying around. Things. I mean, it sounds extreme, but it happens. People start getting complacent. You got to have that fire in your belly every day you get up, and you got to know what your end result's going to be, and you got to know what your goal is, and you got to keep that product. That product is the highest possible qualities you can get. That's the lifeblood of your operation. And the biggest pitfall people has is they just starting to let it slowly go. Not going to spend as much time with it as I thought I wanted to. I want to do some more traveling, was busy at work. Things start, your cows start to suffer. Also, you start seeing cows get sick, and maybe you got the vet out there now where you got to start selling the beef. It can't be organic anymore. People see your farm decline. You got weeds. Fence rows aren't cleaned up anymore. Your ditches are not clean anymore. I mean, people can see this, and they realize things are being let go. The farmer, the rancher is not as gung-ho as he was because, look, at everything's kind of deteriorating. You know how a farm deteriorates when nobody pays attention to it? It's like overnight, your farm goes from a beautiful place to like, wow, it's getting to be run down. Everybody knows it. I mean, it doesn't take much for people to neglect their ranch before you start seeing things deteriorate. I mean, you're fixing stuff all day, every day anyway. I mean, everybody knows you own a ranch or a farm, you're always fixing something. And that's great. I mean, that's part of our job that I love. I love fixing fence. I love fixing everything. But if you don't keep up with it, things just deteriorate real quickly. And before it gets to be such a big thing to do, a big task, there's just so much there, you just don't do it at all. And then it gets deteriorating even more and more. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but this is the pitfall you're going to run into when you get really busy. And we got to make sure this doesn't happen. And then the other thing is, once you start seeing checks coming through your mailbox, something in your head clicks. All of a sudden, money becomes the most important thing. Everything is about the money. Every decision you make is about the money. You have fights with your spouse about the money. You have fights about the employee. You start micromanaging. You start complaining about every little expense. Money is everything. You've now gotten used to getting money coming in. Now it's like you don't want to lose it. So instead of being your product being the number one priority, now it's that dollar coming in the mailbox, money. And this is where things really start to deteriorate. You don't want to fix your farm up. You don't want to spend the money on quality cattle. You don't want to spend money on making your forage good. You don't want to keep the lawn mowed. You don't want to have any expenses for having barbecues. You don't want to send out coupons because it costs. All of a sudden, everything's about the money. You spend a little bit of money and you get all these people and all these customers, but now you're starting to dwell on the money part and the expense, and you forget about the end result of what that expense pays for. This happens to nearly everybody. Once you start getting busy and you start seeing a lot of money coming in, your life changes. Everything changes. And the focus changes. Your focus that got you to this point is completely gone and done a 180. That's a pitfall. This is going to take a very strong manager, a very strong owner to not let this happen. Everybody's got to be assigned a task. Everybody's got to stay on that task. Everybody's got to have goals and a set of expectations that you set out for them and their tasks. Yes, you're going to make money. You're going to make a lot of money. There's going to be a paycheck in that mailbox nearly every day. Let it go. Stay on task. If you want to continue to go to your mailbox and get paid, stay on task. If you want to go to your mailbox and all of a sudden it's empty, and you go back the next day and it's empty, and you go back the next day and it's empty, and then the next day it's empty, start focusing on money. Money is the end result of your hard work. Money is your reward for the great things that you do. Money is not something you do. Stay on task. Do everything you can. Everybody that's got their own department, their own task, has got to find a way to improve it. Whenever you have a meeting, be it a monthly meeting or a weekly, a yearly meeting, quarterly, whatever it is, they have to come up with ideas to how to improve their area. Every time, what can we do to improve? And I said this back in a couple podcasts ago. What can we do to improve? What have we done right? What have we done wrong? What can we do better? When you lose that focus and rely on that money, all of it goes out the window. So that is one of the biggest pitfalls that you're going to have. And the money is when you're going to start seeing stress. You're going to be stressed out and you're going to worry about everything. You're going to start fighting with everybody. No one's going to like you. You're going to start going into debt. And you're going to start worrying about your debt. Instead of smiling every day to your customers and being a happy-go-lucky person, and you're walking and if you're walking in public and you're talking to people and you're enjoying yourself and you're spouting off about how good your product is, now you're going to start pressing. But why don't you just buy from? You're gonna start pressing people to buy. They're gonna see it in your face. They're gonna see it in your eyes, and you're gonna press them instead of being a really good salesperson and really helping these people pick out, and giving them good quality beef. You're gonna press them, and you're gonna really want them to buy, and it's gonna show, and you're gonna lose a lot of customers that way. You're gonna expand too fast. You're gonna see money coming in. You're gonna start expanding. You're gonna start. That's what I mean about the debt. You're going to start adding things you would normally never add. Now you can expand. I'm not saying don't ever expand, but you got to have a lot of good reasons to expand. It has to make finance. It has to make sense financially. You got to have those long-term customers that you know are going to be there to help fund the expansion. If you're going to expand into another product, you got to have a good customer base to buy that product. You can't just go in and buy 1,000 pigs and say, well, I'll sell them, even though, you don't have anybody going in. You're going to see money coming in and you're going to start buying fancier tractors. You don't even need a tractor. I mean, if you're going to need a tractor, you don't need an expensive tractor. Just think, if you bought a $80,000 used tractor, how many cattle do you have to sell? How much product to make that, to pay for that? So be very careful what you buy. I've seen a lot of farmers buy a lot of stuff at farm auctions. They just kind of like, oh, I can buy that. I can buy that. Oh, I need that. I need that. And it sits in their grove or it sits in their yard, never gets used. That's just a waste of money. Okay. Your goal is not to spend money on stuff like that. Your goal is to spend money on your farm, your product, so it gets better and better, and put money away in your nest egg. Take your wife or your children on a trip. Take your employees on a trip. That's what you want to do. You don't keep investing in metal. You really don't need it for what you want to do. Improve everything so people enjoy your farm, and it'll make you more money. Every dollar you spend on a farm should generate another $10. That's how you survive in the long run. This isn't a short-term gig. This isn't something we're going to do really hard for a year and then we're done. This is a lifetime. Your kids might want to take this over when they grow up. You never know. This is a great thing to leave your kids. You can expand. You can buy a little bit more land. You don't need to buy a lot of land. You can buy more pasture, more cows. There's just things you can do. But if your money becomes the focus, you can kiss a lot of that goodbye. So again, concentrate, stay on task. Stay within your limits. Just because you got money coming in, you got to stay within your limits. Put that money away. Save it for a rainy day. Buy only things that generate money. Don't buy debt. Buy things that generate you money. Spend money. Make your focus on acquiring loyal, long-term customers. That's your goal. Quality product, developing quality, long-term customers. That's the spice of life right there. That's keeping your farm alive. It helps you sleep at night. Why get so stressed out over something you don't need to get stressed out about? You're doing a great job. You're developing a great product. You got great animals. Your farm looks good. Your kids are healthy. Your wife's healthy. Or your husband's healthy. Life is good. Don't make it complicated and ruin it. And the money is usually what causes all the problems. Money is great when people can handle it, but it's the lifestyle that we love. I didn't get into cattle because I wanted to make $1 million. I got it because that's the lifestyle. That is, everything about it is something that I absolutely love. And no, I didn't make a lot of money, but when I was doing really well until, the certain circumstances, made me stop. So, but that's why we do it. Is we love what we do. We love the cattle. We love the farm animals. We love growing vegetables. We love talking to people. We love selling. We love people to come out and see our farm and enjoy our lifestyle with us. We want to raise our families on the farm. It's good. It's wholesome. We're free to do what you want. So this is going to be just a real short podcast, but I just want to go through, be aware of what's going to happen. These are just some of the pitfalls that you're going to run into. And believe me, this will happen. Don't make enemies. Don't be conceited. Don't be cocky. Don't piss off your butcher. Do everything you have to do to stay in a good light with everybody. Don't go out and get drunk. Don't be in the news doing bad things. Don't treat people bad. I mean, there's so many things that's going to make or break your farm, your ranch operation. So stay on the up and up. Keep developing great contacts, develop great people, great customers. Keep going out, finding people or farmers or ranchers that have products to sell that you could offer your customers that you can get a cut of. Keep expanding on that. I mean, if you got all kinds of these that you can help and offer to your customers, that's just more money in your mailbox that comes in all the time. Keep doing that. Do the process. Okay? You're going to have great things that are going to happen if you stay on task. Bad things are going to happen if you forget to stay on task and decide you don't need to do it anymore. There's a list of bad things that will happen. So stay away from it. Be aware of them and don't let it happen to you guys. So I'm going to sign off. You guys have a great night. If you need any help, call me 319-213-4672. If you need any advice or you want me to help you come out and do a farm visit, whatever it is, you can call me or text me at any time, 319-213-4672. I will be back on Marketing Beef, according to Jim, on the Facebook page here in another couple days, and we'll get back into posting some things. So please, if you have any feedback, let me know, and I'd love to hear from you. Y'all have a good night.